So the next topic we have is function. What exactly is a function? So a function is a block of code which only run when it's called. It helps in reusability of the code. For example, if I have 100 lines of code and I'm using the same set of 5 lines again and again and again and again. So I can convert that same 5 line into a function and then call that function again and again. So what will happen, writing that 5 lines over time, like for example, if I've written that 5 lines 6 times, so I'll be writing the same code 30 times, 30 lines of same code. And in comparison to a function, I'll be writing that 5 line of code only one time. So comparing 30 lines of code and 5 lines of code, you can easily understand that function is used to reduce the amount of length. We can reuse the code. Readability is increased by if we are like keeping certain function, like if I want to display, so I can make a display function and I can recall that display function. So when somebody is looking at my code, that person will easily be able to understand that this is a display function and this is being used to call few variables, and then it is displaying those variables. So function, we have a def as a keyword to define that I'm calling a function, and then I will write the name of function, name underscore function. Okay, then if I have any parameters, I will write a parameter. Def function. If I have any parameter, I will write a parameter, and if I don't have any parameter, I will just simply put a colon and enter. As you can see, when I entered this line, this cursor automatically shift to the right hand side of my screen. So simply, as I've told before, the indentation, we need to follow the indentation correctly because indentation is the block. So the block of this function will be written in this indentation only. Okay, name function. I am taking a variable a is equal to 10. Sorry, a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, and print a plus b display, print a plus b and sum. I want to display this is the sum colon space. Okay, so my function contains only 3 lines and I want to get off this block of code. So simply I will enter a backspace and I'm out of this code, block of code. So whatever I will write now will not be the part of this function. Now simply I will be calling this name function. So name underscore fun. Okay, let me run this. Sorry. Okay, I need to put a comma here. Okay, so A was 10, B was 20, sum is 30. So as you can see that this, I've simply called this function and this function contains 2 variables. So this is a function with no parameter. Now, if I want to have a function with parameters, okay, with few parameters, so few parameters, I'll be taking 2 parameters. Okay, so def I said I'll be taking two parameters, but I'm taking only one parameter a. So this function will help to find if number is prime or not. Okay, so def prime is the name of the function, a is the parameter. I'm not providing any data type here because Python is dynamic, and when this function will get run, the interpreter will automatically understand whatever the data type of this function, whatever the literal will be associated with this variable, it will automatically take that data type. Okay, now I have a, so I'm taking y. While I is a by 2, I will take I is equal to 0. Sorry, I is equal to 2. While I is less than a by 2 colon. I can keep this bracket, I can remove this bracket, I can even keep this bracket, and I can even remove this bracket for the while and for loop. Okay, if a percentage I is equal to 0, this is simply checking if the number is divisible by any of the number, like any of this number of the loop, like if it's 2 starting with 2, so if a is divisible by 2, if a is divisible by 3, so it's taking that. Flag is equal to 1. I will take a parameter flag is equal to 0, flag is equal to 1, break to get out of this loop. In the in a video where I've explained about break and continue, I've given the same example of prime, else. Okay, so I don't need else, I need else. Now I will do I is equal to I plus 1. I'm incrementing I. Now I will get out of this while loop and simply check if flag is equal to 0 is equal to 1. Okay, print number given is not prime, else print number given is prime. So this is the function of prime. Now I will be getting out of this a block of statement. Okay, now I have to take a number from the user. So num is equal to int input. I'm typecasting it because the input function has by default string as a data type. Enter number, then I'll send this number to prime num. So when I will write prime num, this number will be an integer. So while running this line of code, the interpreter will automatically understand that a is an integer. I will run this. Number is 12. Number given is not prime. I will run this again. 13. Number given is prime. Okay, so this was with parameter I can have different parameters also, right? I can have different number of parameters also. This was one parameter. I can have 1 to n parameters. There is no limit to the number of parameters. Now we have a return statement also, like a function can return a value, and as you know, Python is dynamically typed, so we don't need to specify if we don't need to specify any data type. So I can return any data type with this function. So what I'll be doing, I'll be using this same example, but I'll be returning this statement in form of true and false. Okay, so return false. False will be capital because false is a keyword with capital F, and else return true. If it's returning true, that means it's a prime number, and if it's returning false, that means it's not a prime number. So this function is returning a value. That means I need to save that value in a variable. So when I'm calling this function prime number, I'll be saving it in a variable. So I can take result is equal to prime number. So whatever will be returned with this function, it will be saved in this return result variable. Now here I can check if result is equal to true, print prime, else print not prime. So this should work. I'll run this. Number I'm entering is 42, which we all know is not prime. It is straight away divisible by 2, not prime. So as you can see, I have used return. So return, I can return any value with this, like any data type with this, and as we have a dynamically typed language, this function can carry as a return any number, like any data type, and the result, the variable will automatically understand what that data type is. Okay, here you can see that there is a argument error. So for example, I have written I will take only one argument, but I have passed two parameters as passed two arguments, and I have only one parameter here. Okay, then I will run this. Number is 23. So this will throw an error because the prime, I have written that it only needs one parameter, but I am passing two arguments. Same goes vice versa. If I've written I need two parameters, but I'm passing only one parameter, it will throw an error. Okay. So these are the different examples. This is different type of example for the same return thing. You can go through it.